Well, the new band, new name, same lineup for the most part. The Lonely Ones is the new band. From you and the other guys from Bobaflex. I know Shaun has taken a break from music. He's with his family and all that stuff. But was it last year that you guys made the announcement that the Bobaflex was kind of dissolving?
Yes, it was.
I thought so.
It was a rough time. Yeah, it was a rough time. It was like my brother we could see it coming, not in a bad way.
Right.
His daughter turned 13, and he's just those two, that combination is just, I mean, they're just like each other, and you could see that that's when he was the happiest, and I mean, really lit up, and just, it was like we supported his decision, and we could see it from a mile away. It's like that's what he wants to do, that's where he wants to be. I mean, he loved being in the band, he loved doing that stuff, but he could see the shift in what was making him happy, and it's a good thing, it's a good thing, and she loves her dad, and he adores her, and he couldn't be happier.
And you guys are notorious for being one of the hardest working and tour heaviest bands in not just rock, but all of music. I mean, you guys are on the road pretty much year round, it seems like. I'm always seeing press releases. Bobaflex announces new tour, Bobaflex dates. You guys are tour heavy, so I mean that fans don't realize how much of a toll that can take. And I was going to ask if that was something that you guys saw coming, or if it was kind of like blindsided you. I
would say both. Touring, it's like the path that we decided to take was Bobaflex. When we were with TDT Records and they went bankrupt, it was a scary time, and we fought and fought and fought to get free from, when they go bankrupt, a bank owns you. They don't care about music. They don't care about, they don't know. They don't know what your livelihood is. And so, it's just numbers to them. And it was a really rough time, and we had after that happened, we had a couple record labels, major record labels, come to the table, when Bury Me With My Guns came out, and we decided to not go with those labels because we thought if TBT can go bankrupt, maybe this whole industry's in trouble.
Well, and that was around the time that everything was going digital and everything was changing so much at the same time too that even now things are unsure.
Yeah. So we decided to go independent, and when you go independent without that major label support, the only way you get to these radio stations, and the only way you get to the fans is by looking them directly in the eye, and that's what the decision we made. And it was, I'm kind of torn, like, this is part of me is I was like, oh man, what if we took that deal? Right. But we didn't know. Like I said, it wasn't anything against any of the labels. We just thought the industry's getting flipped up on its head. Yeah. And what we just went through, we don't even want to have anything like that ever happen again with, the bankruptcy and stuff. And I mean, it was a nightmare. So we didn't know. And we took a risk on ourselves where we're not going to go bankrupt. So let's just see what happens. But yeah, that's how you get people's your name in people's ears, and as you get out there and you beat the street, you look them in the face. Yeah,
definitely. And the new project, The Lonely Ones, I mean, was it kind of a no-brainer to change the name from Bobaflex to something else? I mean, it's you and the rest of the band. It's still the Bobaflex band members. So was there ever even a thought of keeping the Bobaflex name, or without Shaun?
Oh God, yeah. So it was the Bobaflex was easy. We were established. We had fans. We could go play anywhere we wanted, anytime we wanted. Yeah. And we made really good money doing it. So it was definitely like, I kind of felt like, the rest of the it was up in the air there for a minute. It was like, let's just continue doing this. But at the same time, we felt like with Shaun not there, it doesn't feel right. Right. It feels like, it's like, hey, there's Dawkins with one original member.
Right.
And they eventually get back together, and then everybody comes out. It's like, oh, it's the original Dawkins. Let's go see it. So we just didn't want to do that. And it was, at first, really scary, but then it became exciting. And it was like, and I always felt like, don't tell anyone. Right. Like, the name hurt us. It was a name that we came up with when we were young. and thought it was, it was the age of Limp Bizkit and Hoobastank and names like that.
Right,
and
right.
Poison and Kiss has already been taken. So, I always felt like the name hurt us, and people would like our music, but they'd have to get past that name first. Like, what is that? Is that a workout machine? But, we thought we were clever, like Boba Fett. We don't want to get sued by Star Wars, so Bobaflex, and it was just like, I love the name and stuff, but I always felt like that kind of hurt us.
Gotcha.
So it was like, it was time. The exciting part was all the things that we did right with Bobaflex. We could continue and build on, and all the things that we did wrong, we could erase.
Yeah.
So it was exciting moves, I think.
Yeah, and I love the new name too. It's really cool. And it's,
thank you.
I mean, 2 new songs out. Songs released back in March, I believe. 2 songs.
Yep.
The Lonely One and Eternal Sadness. The Lonely One has that Bobaflex feel. That feels like a Bobaflex song in a lot of ways.
That's why we released Eternal Sadness first.
Gotcha.
That's exactly what we thought. Was like, okay, so we're going to come out swinging. Let's not do something that has that Bobaflex feel. And of course, it's going to, because
you're the vocalist, and yeah.
Yeah, and Tommy's the drummer, and when Tommy lays that big backbeat down, it's like, I can't help myself. Can't help it. I'm writing all over that.
You can change the name, but you can't change certain things. So.
Yeah. And so that's why we released Eternal Sadness first, because it was a pretty big departure. It
really is, yeah. And I love that song, too. It's catchy, man. It is a catchy rock. Dude, that's rock and roll right there. I fucking love it, man. Yeah.
Thank you. It's like, so we have the new record done. It's finished.
Okay. I was going to ask, yeah.
Yeah. Our plan was to release a single every 10 days and get out on the road, and then the virus hit.
Yeah,
the virus hit and slowed, because we were right on schedule too. I'm like a freak about schedules and having everything perfect, and it makes me, it's like I don't know, it's a weird OCD thing or whatever. And I was like, we're right on schedule and everything's gonna be perfect. We've given ourselves 30 days to have the next single done, a video, because we were planning on, the way people get music these days. It's like, some people still get albums, but social media and things like that, it's like, you gotta have something new coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Or the illusion of something new happening every day, every couple weeks, because that's my thoughts were, I don't remember what I looked at on social media 20 minutes ago.
Exactly.
So how do I expect someone to be like, oh, they put out a song once every 6 weeks, or they put out a record, and once you put out the whole record, and everyone hears the record, it's like, where do you go from there?
Right.
Doing records are expensive. So we found our way was putting out singles. And it's something fun, exciting, got people talking, and it spread the word a little better in this day and age, because people cherry pick records anyway.
Yeah. And it's got, when the virus hit, like you said, you guys had everything lined up, everything was perfectly timed, and it's just like, it almost seems like with you guys as a collective group with this band, you guys, it's all about overcoming obstacles. Obviously, the TBT thing happened, and then Shaun leaves, and it's like, okay, we got the new band, and a worldwide pandemic. It's like, God damn it, can anything just go right?
That's what I was like. Well, I mean, the band was just laughed. They're like, well, I mean, par for the course.
Exactly.
Will you guys survive this? Go, absolutely. Yes, we will.
As far as the musical,
how about as people in the band?
Right. As far as the musical style, though, one thing that is going to be different is the Bobaflex sound. You guys were always had the dueling harmony vocals with you and Shaun and the rest of the band on so many songs. Now, with you being the sole lead vocalist, you and him aren't alternating back and forth. It's automatically going to have, at least vocally, a little bit different sound, I would assume, because that's not going to necessarily be the case now.
But Jimmy and Jake are incredible singers. I mean, those guys are such good singers that it sometimes makes me like, oh, should I be the lead singer? And I'm like, yeah, no, hell with that. I've waited long enough.
Well, songs like "I'm a Nightmare," the harmonized vocals on that one, and then obviously "Bury Me with My Guns." I mean, that's something that you guys are known for. Is that something that one thing you guys kind of wanted to change with with the Lonely Ones is go from that style to something different, or will there be aspects that you guys kind of keep the same there?
Absolutely. That was the thing. Jimmy's a bass player.
Yeah.
My right-hand man, I love that dude. That's what he said. He was like, we're not losing that. That's why I wanted to be in Bobaflex.
Yeah.
He said, we're not losing that. So it's definitely something. I mean, there's, like I said, the things that we did right in Bobaflex, we're going to push them even harder.
Gotcha.
And that was one of my favorite things about Bobaflex. Like, nobody's doing these vocals like this.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And that's just kind of naturally how we've always written songs, and kind of naturally how we'll continue to write songs. It's like, if you can sing, man, then I want you to sing.
Yeah.
And those two guys can sing, man. I was like, oh, wow.
Right. And one thing that I'm really happy about is with Boba, I started doing this in 2011. I think you were one of my first actual Front Row Report interviews I did. And from then on, it seemed like every time you guys hit Indiana or a festival, I was always like right there, and something came up and I couldn't go. And I finally got to see you guys live towards the end when you guys hit Indianapolis in like November a year or two ago. But thank God I got to see you guys, because I made sure I made that one worth it. That was the tour you did with the new metal rap rock group from like Utah. I can't remember their name. Andrew W. Boss. Andrew W. Boss. Yeah. Who
else was with us?
Oh God, there was like four. There was 4 or 5 bands. You guys hit the hi-fi here. And I can't remember. But as far as touring, we talked about earlier, you guys are you guys make a living off touring. You guys are always on the road. With COVID, you guys still have 6 dates that have been announced. Are you guys still
waiting?
You guys still
planning on? Yes.
Okay.
I mean, we're going to hit the road running. Like I said, we had everything planned out. The new album was done. We just bought a brand new vehicle for touring. Oh, it's gorgeous. And then 2 days later, the whole thing shut down. And our industry was the first one to go, and it'll be the last one to come back. And it was like, so. But yes, as soon as it opens back up, it's like, I think we're finding out that it's not as bad as what they thought it was going to be, which is okay. When you don't know information, if you have a family and you hear someone in the house, you say, stay in the bedroom until I come back.
Yeah.
And then you find out it's a bunch of raccoons. You come back and go, oh, that's okay. But that's the reaction that is natural.
Yeah.
And I thought it was wonderful that the nation and everybody pulled together and was like, I don't know what's going on, but
I think we handled it right. We handled it the perfect way at the very beginning. It sucked for everything, but it needed to be. I was covering a college basketball tournament when it hit. I was on the court when the NBA shut down. I was like, well, guys, we're not coming back tomorrow.
No.
It's like, but I feel like our industry with music needs to be the last one that comes back, because it's such a different animal. It's not like a restaurant or a sports game. It's literally a room where hundreds to thousands of people are packed and crammed, shoulder to shoulder, bumping into each other. Sweating, all that sweat in the air. I mean, nobody wants to be the first band that comes back and has themselves be the one that it hits at. Nobody wants that on their shoulders.
Yeah. And it's like the promoters, the domino effect.
Exactly.
That was the thing that made me, not so crazy depressed and like, why is this happening to me? Because it happened to everybody, and it happened to people that I've known on radio are now on the radio, and clubs that I've been friends with for years are worrying how they're going to keep their doors open, and then the other part was, well, when it does come back to normal, all the reschedules are going to come back.
Yeah.
So where does that put a band like us?
Yeah.
It's brand new, you know what I mean? They didn't have shows on the books quite yet. But they put a band like us, and I was like, you know what? We'll make it work. We're doing this, so we're out for the ride. Let's see what happens. Like I said, I'm not getting a roofing job. It's hot up there.
Well, one thing about your guys' fan base is, whether you're Bobaflex or whether you're the Lonely Ones, your guys' fan base is dedicated. They're diehard. They'll be there. They'll show up and they will rock hard. I mean, it's crazy. And let's talk about the new album, because you said the album is done. We're just waiting for it to come out.
Yep.
Do we have a release date yet?
Well, that's what like I said, with social media and things like that, where do you go once you release a record? In our case, we're going to just kind of release singles until the album's totally out.
Gotcha. Okay.
And we're going to do it fairly quickly. You know what I mean? It's going to be, we're going to give people a new song, give them time to love it or hate it, and hit them with another one. And it just feels like when we've done that in the past, it felt like that's what got the most excitement, and it kept people. We didn't bombard them with a bunch of songs, and here's a 12-song album, and they don't really listen to the last 5 songs because they're stuck on the first 5 songs, and everybody else is putting out albums. It just feels like that's the new way. It's the way of the future. Do I love it? I'm an album guy.
Right. Yeah, me too.
But there's a bunch of lamp oil salesmen that used to rule the world, and now we have electricity, so you got to move forward. You know what I mean? You got to move forward with the times. I
got to ask, man, with covers, you guys, some of your covers are some of my favorite songs you guys do. I still love your Sound of Silence cover, but is that something you guys are going to keep doing? Covers?
That's the next single.
Really?
The next single is a cover, and it is going to smash.
Can you talk about it, or do you want to wait till it releases?
No, absolutely. So our album, it's called the album's called Eternal Sadness.
Okay.
And I was going through some pretty personal stuff at the time, and then the band that I dedicated my life to is now over, and I was in a dark place. You can the song Eternal Sadness. You can tell if you listen to the lyrics. You're like, oh, cheer up, buddy. And that's what the album is about. It's a lot of personal stuff.
Sure.
And the name of the band, The Lonely Ones, is like, well, that came from like you said, we tour so much, and some of the things that other people get to do or take for granted, we don't get to do.
Right.
Birthday parties and relationships at home and things like that, where it's really. I'm not complaining because I love what I do. But, at the same time, it's like, you see someone going on vacation and doing these things and planning these things. And it's like, I don't get to do that because we're in Iowa tomorrow.
Right.
Or, that's where the name came from. And that's the whole concept of the band was like, we're the lonely ones, our fans are the lonely ones, but all together we're, this is where we belong.
Right.
Which is a beautiful thing. So in that sense, we needed something positive on the record. It was pretty dark shit. So, and I think everybody right now could use a hero, and that hero's name is Flash Gordon.
Yes, I love that. Yes.
So that's the cover, Flash by Queen.
Oh, nice. Oh,
yeah.
Dude, fans are gonna freak the fuck out over that.
Well, we heard also that I'm a big movie guy, and a comic book guy, and Flash Gordon's one of my favorite movies. And I've heard through the grapevine that they're going to redo that movie, so we wanted to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and hopefully, get that moving. If the guy is going to direct a movie, hopefully he's like, well, have the theme song. At least to get these players. I guess people do care about this.
We need to make that happen.
Yes,
we need to make that happen.
I know. So Jimmy orchestrated all of it. Jimmy came to the table and was like, look, if we're going to do a cover, Sound of Silence was great with Bobaflex.
Yeah.
Hey You was huge success for us with Bobaflex. That opened so many doors for us. He's like, we can't go backwards. I go, okay, I agree. What do you mean? He's like, we have to do something great. And he's like, we should do Flash Gordon by Queen. I was like, are you out of your mind? I was like, that's, not only is that a rough song, it's one of the greatest singers and bands in the world.
Yeah, and fans are very critical when a Queen cover isn't done well, too. Like,
they're very critical of every cover.
Yeah,
Pink Floyd, all that stuff.
Yeah.
We did the Pink Floyd song. I was like, well, Tommy and I did. What happened with Tommy and I are huge Pink Floyd fans, and when Disturbed did Sound of Silence, it was time for us to let it go. They'd come out, crushed us under their magnificent boot.
I wondered how you guys felt about that, honestly, because like your cover, I like the Disturbed cover, but Disturbed is a band that I was like, don't do ballads, do the heavy stuff. David's voice is amazing, but do the heavy stuff.
I love the Land of Confusion cover.
Yes, do that. But man, I like your guys' version better because it's heavier too. Thank
you. And it's kind of like And then it was like, oh, okay, well, they did that song. That was cool. It's time for us to let it go because we had fans coming, not hardcore fans, but new fans that were starting to learn about the band and coming to the shows. They were like, why are you guys doing a cover of Disturbed?
Oh, God, no.
Yeah.
No.
We're like, oh, okay. And that was just a eye-opening, we knew, but that was just the nail in the coffin of, okay, this band has they've done the cover and it's theirs now. Man. So let it go. So we did the Hey You cover just because Tommy and I love Pink Floyd so much. I was like, I just forced it. I just wanted to act like I was in Pink Floyd in the studio because it's one of my favorite bands.
Right.
And like, if it's any good, we'll put it out. If it's not, it was worth the time and the effort just to pretend I was in Pink Floyd. And it ended up being, people really liked it. So it wasn't something where we were like, we have to do a cover every album, but it's just that same kind of thing. It's like you get to pretend like you're your heroes and get to kind of experience what they experienced in the studio. And so Jimmy comes along and says, let's do Flash Gordon. And I'm like, you're out of your mind. And he's like, I believe you can do it. I was like, well, you're not the one singing it.
As long as Disturbed doesn't do it next, you're going to be good. So
right on. So he put it all together, and he was like, okay, here's it's like I was going through some stuff at that time. I didn't really have, we were working on it together, but Jimmy really, took it and ran with it and really kind of headed the whole thing up. And we started to tick away at it. And I remember the moment when we got the music down pretty well because the tempo's all over the place. It's a movie soundtrack. It's everywhere. It's not like you just set the tempo and go. I mean, the tempo map is moving like nothing I've ever done before. And the music started to sound really good. And then we were like, okay, well, here's the big money shot. Let's start working on the vocals. And we sat down. It's like, okay, I'll take this harmony. You take that harmony. I'll take this part. And when the very first time we did the Flash, we all looked at each other like we might be able to pull this off.
Nice.
And then we went in and, I'm not bragging, but, whoa, man, I can't wait for people to hear it.
Oh, that's going to be so good. I can't wait to hear the record, man. I will be on it the second Shaun has sent that over. I can't wait. I'm ready for new music. We need new music right now in all of this time going on. And, man,
it's definitely different. Definitely different from Bobaflex. So,
I'm looking forward to it.
Give you that.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it, man. Are there any? Obviously, there's the two songs you released so far. There's the Queen cover with Flash. Are there any songs on here that you think might be a dark horse or a sleeper that that you're like, these songs are going to be good, but this is the one that?
There's three of them.
Okay.
There are three of them that I think are gonna. So Jake, I, Tommy, and Jimmy are in a battle. I think it's this one. I think it's this one. I think it's that one.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah. So there's
awesome.
And then we're still we're getting in the studio next week to record more songs. And the beautiful thing about this is Jimmy and Jake feel like they're now original members of this band, and they're acting like it. Not that they didn't in Bobaflex, but they're way more like, this is what I want to do. Not, okay, look, here, I suggest this, but it's been your band for 20 years, and we've never treated anybody that way. But, we're getting a lot more, like, they feel a lot more confident in the things that they're doing and the influences that they're pushing and the riffs that they're bringing to the table. So it is different, and I love it. I think it's great. Well, these guys are great writers. I think they're awesome band members. And so it's, like I said, it's their band. Now they're original members of the Lonely.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to mention that because, like, you and Jake have been in it for, Bobaflex was your guys' band. Cody and Jimmy, it was, sorry, Tommy. But yeah, I mean, they came into the band after it was already established. I mean, they were, they were always. A lot of fans always were going to look at them as the new guys. Now they're in at the ground floor. This is their band too, and so the creative juices, man. I cannot wait to hear what those dudes pull off.
Man, I'm telling you, it's like they're amazing dudes and they're amazing musicians. Like, and they are 110% down for the cause. Like, it's when you're starting a band, it's hard to find people as crazy as you. I found them.
That's awesome, because that's what fans don't think about is a band. These are dudes that you're literally living together for, 3 to 12 months out of the year. And if the music can be really good, but if the band members don't get along, some bands can make that work. Motley Crue.
Yeah, if you have enough money to have 7 tour buses.
Exactly. But yeah, if the band members don't get along, it's the end. And the fact that you guys get along is everything.
These guys are the guys that it's like, hey, we don't have money. We're gonna have to split McDonald's cheeseburgers, and they're like, yep. Give me my half. Let's get rock. Those are the guys that don't care. They just want to play music, and they, they're not spoiled rotten. They're not. They'll do anything to get on that stage and to get in that studio, and it's hard to find people that are, like I said, as crazy as Tommy and I. And we found 2 of them.
I guess the only question left though is, can we please get you guys on Sonic Temple in Columbus now? For the love of God, you guys deserve to be on that fucking festival. Like, it's fucking time. Like,
we were on it twice.
Yeah, you were on it in 2012. So
yeah, and it was amazing. It was one of the best things that happened to us. We had, I think that might be our own fault. My brother and I left after we played because our parents were there. So we went to dinner with our parents and all that stuff. And Jared is Jared was in the band. He's a super cool dude. Tom is a super cool dude. I won't mention the guitar player, but the guitar player I think got totally shithoused and may have pissed some people off.
Oh no.
I'm not 100% sure. I've heard rumors and things. And I heard, Bobaflex. I was like, I wasn't even there. But, so the guys in the band now, everybody's, I wouldn't say sober, but everybody,
sober enough. Yeah, sober enough.
Yeah, it wasn't like,
like
I said, the things that we did in Bobaflex that were bad, we're not doing it again.
Right. Well,
and like I said, things happen, and hopefully we can get past that with a new band. And we're like, we were definitely notorious partiers. There was that. There's no way around that.
It's rock and roll, man. I've had those days myself on my end where you make some not so great decisions backstage or on the road and live a little bit too hard, and then you learn. So don't smoke, don't go. Don't smoke weed before you do an interview. Probably shouldn't. Don't do that. So you live and you learn.
I'm like sober now. You know what I mean? Like which is weird. I never thought I'd get to this point. I don't smoke cigarettes or anything anymore.
Damn, that's awesome though.
I mean, part of me is like, yeah, it's awesome. The other part is like,
as a singer, though, quitting smoking as a singer, though, it helps, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm not really talking about that. I'm talking about, it's like, it used to be a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. Playing music's a lot of fun. It's going to be different now. It's like, it's, it's like my brother and I leaned on each other very hard and took care of a lot of things, and he's not there anymore. And it's like, okay, well, then I can't do the things I used to do because, I don't have that system of, if I don't do it, Shaun will do it. If Shaun doesn't do it, I'll do it kind of system.
Right.
I mean, I have that in Jimmy and Jake and Tommy, but it was like, it just feels more like, okay, it's time to, like I said, the things that we did.
Yeah.
Good in Bobaflex, I'm going to do 110%. Things that we did bad, I'm going to try to totally erase.